Here we go. This is it. This is the beginning. All right.
That was it. That was the big
That's
entrance.
the beginning. That's the big entrance.
That was anticlimactic.
Yeah, this is it. We're starting. This is it. This is the new...
This is fucking underwhelming,
Yeah,
isn't
this
it?
is
conversational.
terrible.
It's conversational. Grab them in the...
There's no conversation.
Yeah, there is. That's what you've got to do. Okay.
Gav, grab them.
Okay.
It's in the conversation.
All right, Trump. I didn't know you were hosting this.
You do well to remember that.
Welcome to the IGN UK podcast. Yeah, we haven't actually been on a podcast together for a while. I mean, we do like Dark Souls series, which you should check out. It's called Prepare to Try.
Yeah.
Which is the three of us just gobbing off while you try and play Dark Souls.
Smash people with a sword
Yeah.
unsuccessfully.
and roll unsuccessfully.
Yeah, this is
good.
nice. You got the banter bus on the podcast.
Let's see what kind of
Bants we can whip up.
us.
Whip up.
I'm gonna kick things off because I literally just got back from Japan, like just now.
What's going on about it? Oh.
I put it in the running order, and everyone's like,
"Oh, morning, Gav. Konnichiwa, right? For fuck's sake, he's gone again."
I really wanted to, walk in like Councilman Jam in Parks and Rec, who's like obsessed with Japanese stuff, like walking in a kimono.
Well, you are. You can say that. It's mainly audio.
Yeah.
No one knows you're actually wearing a chunky knit.
Like when Michael Scott's got like one braid in his hair and he comes back from Jamaica.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It could be
Terrible.
like that. To be fair, I assimilated very little culture of the Japanese except for getting boozed up.
Almost every night, you said, which is pretty actually more impressive than it is shameful.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think it was limited to nights.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah. But
You know what the bad thing is? He didn't have one sip of sake the whole time he
know.
was there.
I was thinking Carlsberg.
And you show up and you're like, Ronies, bro. It's like...
just like Carlsberg. I was eating pine chips. And that was it. Like, that's the best holiday.
Sorry, mate. No, it's a small place. Did you Carlsberg? Export.
Extra cold? No. Stick it back in the pumps, mate. Fucking heathens.
Suck it back up.
Savages in this country. Fucking savages.
When I was in Japan, I went to a British pub and it was so not like, you could tell they tried to like emulate it. So they had like football on the TV, but then also like all the snacks like that you would have in a pub, like nuts and chips and stuff, were all in jam jars, like sealed with like elastic tape. And I was like, this is really weird. It was kind of like going to another planet and them having like simulations of what Earth life is like.
On one of the nights, we did go to a British pub because it was a night where we like really wanted to get drunk, and we kept drinking these like little beers that you get. But they were
tiny ones.
Yeah, they were quite expensive, and it was just like we drink them so fast. It was like, let's just go to the British pub. I know it's a shitty thing to do, but let's go to the British pub. And actually, I dressed up as Max Payne for Halloween, Max Payne 3, and that was one of the only places that someone recognised what it was. So I was like, I'm glad we came here, even though I feel disgusting.
Vindicated.
Because you're just bald with a Hawaiian shirt. You look like 80% of the Americans that go to Japan.
People going, American.
Yeah. Fucking
American with a weird hat. with weird flesh
and a gun, yeah.
But actually, like, so the one night that I didn't drink, I just went around Akihabara because I was by myself as well. So like, and that's another thing as well. Like, I don't think I'll ever go on holiday by myself ever again. Like, because it's fine. And like,
you were with people for most of it. Like, don't make out that you're Bruce
Sludging around,
like
listening
the
to
lonely man. Dude, walking to Kyoto by yourself. Going, if only I can get rid of this virus, alcoholism.
We're next for Dr. Gav.
Helping children.
Yeah.
But the 2 days I had for myself were probably like the loneliest I've ever been in my life, I think. And I'll never do that again. Like one of them was in Disneyland in fairness, which is like, I've never regretted something so quickly in all of my life.
But it's the happiest place on earth.
It's not when you're fucking by yourself and you feel really lonely. Not to mention, like, I was meant to take my ex-girlfriend there, but we broke up, so I had a spare ticket that no one wanted to take.
Tainted.
It was horrible.
Tainted.
Yeah.
Cursed.
Because no one could fill in.
Exactly, yeah. No one could fill their boots. They could, easily. But on one of the... that's horrible. On one of the days, I went to, like, Akihabara, and I was like going around the different, because actually our Australian guys did a video on like a nerd's guide to Japan, which is an amazing video. If you're thinking about going to Japan on holiday, watch that video because it's so helpful. And they did a really good guide to some of the arcades. So I was trying to like knock off going to like every arcade basically.
Yeah.
But like, so I went around a bunch of stuff. I got really into Final Fantasy Dissidia. like because you play against other people in the arcade. It's like a really weird sort of like battle Final Fantasy game with like crazy controls on it. That was really really
What are
good.
the controls like?
It's kind of like it's like kind of 2 sticks, but it's like 2 halves of a joystick. Might as well be a joystick in fairness, but
you don't get that motion. You can't like do
Yeah.
dances and stuff while you're playing.
but that was really good. I got really into this like Dragon Quest Monsters game. That when you won, you got you got a ticket printed out with your favorite monster on
Okay,
it.
that's cool.
Like that was really really good. And I like won 100 yen on that. And what's 100 yen? Maybe like
Penny?
Well, 1,000 yen is set about £7. So whatever
70p
that is.
then.
70p, yeah. So but for 70p, I was like playing that for a good like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty. And you got a little card at the end if you were good at it. But there was this one game in this one in one bit, and like I'd kind of heard about it before because I think there was a GameCube version because you could buy like the proper controls. But it's Densha to Go, which is a train game. It's like a train simulation game, but all of it looks so shit. Like it looks like the graphics are terrible on it, but you've got like a full train thing in front of you.
Oh, okay. So it's like the
Yeah.
control, like a
You're
control.
controlling a train.
Or
and
train
like,
simulator.
It's kind of like it's a train simulator.
Oh,
basically.
please
Is it
tell
more
me there's like
exciting
a.
that? Was it more
Absolutely
simulation?
not. No.
Oh, it's absolutely not.
Like in fact, it's more boring because there's a lot of things that you have to like. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that. But like there was one night, and it was like my lowest night like of loneliness. Like I hadn't drank.
Just
so
riding
I
a
was,
train around,
But, like,
a single
I really-
whistle.
Anyone want to get off?
Yeah.
Anyone want to get off with me?
But I realised I'd been playing like Densha to Go off a 100 yen coin for about 45 minutes.
Oh man, that's.
And it
not
was
good.
about 1 in the morning.
And the
as well.
queue to get on it was massive.
I was like, I'm a
Kids
natural.
crying.
I'm a
Little
fucking
birthday
natural.
party. Little kid dressed as a train.
They're all
Yeah.
talking in Japanese. Should we tell him he's in the menu? He was like pushing
Yeah.
buttons. Yeah, press to play. Yeah. I'm nailing this.
Yeah, it's just the attract screen.
Just the loop.
I'm
So we tell him.
I am good at this.
Yeah. I wish there's a video of that with the Incredible Hulk end credits scene moment. Like, yeah. Not going above like 60.
Can you imagine? Because you guys are heading back to Japan soon. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
going back to that arcade and it's just do not admit this man? And just a really sad picture of Gav
crying.
wearing his train hat. Like yeah.
Crying with my top off?
Yeah, but the picture's like a weird guess who picture of him.
Yeah. But that was really really good. But like in one of the I didn't go down there, but in one of the arcades I spent the most time in, as you walk out, like I was looking on the wall and like when you see something you just go, is that alright to be there? And it was just basically like a wall of just filth, just like utter grot of like like hentai grot, and it was like an arrow pointing downstairs to like their hentai dungeon, and it's people just going down there like all the time.
They're pretty like.
I didn't go down
I
there.
got the impression when I was there that they're pretty open about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'd be in a store and then just like the aisle at the
Well,
back
it's
will
like
just
a little,
be
well,
like.
it's like a
Yeah.
little shop. So you go up one more floor and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
ooh. It's
Oh,
like
mustn't-
and then,
mustn't,
and then
look
one
at
floor-
this.
What's one up? Hellraiser.
Yeah. Well, where our Airbnb was like
People taking their flesh off upstairs.
I was really heartbroken when I was over there because looking in the stalls for there's like a
wife.
Do you have?
doll.
Excuse me. Do you have women? Do you have?
woman for Rory.
well they have like
Oh, these fucking savages.
there's a character called like Hatsune Miku who's like a huge poster over there and there was like tons of figurines
Do you
and
have
stuff.
any ones where she hasn't got her rat out?
Well, that's it. I was in the
Just a normal
stores. I
picture
was in the
of it.
stores and I was looking through all these figurines and I was like, I got a glimpse of one. I was like, oh, there's more
Yeah.
upstairs. I like walked up and was like, oh no, oh no,
Mate,
I don't want these.
Oh,
where's your-
Hatsune, no! What have they done to you?
Where's your unpixelated section?
Yeah.
It was not good. Not happy
But I
times.
was actually staying in the red light district, which I didn't realise until after we got the Airbnb. Whatever jokes you
Oh,
want to make.
sure, mate, sure.
But like,
Too late to cancel. God.
people,
Don't fall through now.
people are like really cool about it. There was like a strip, like a live sex.
You were staying in a strip bar. I didn't realise. This
I've
is
been
weird.
working. I've been working.
This is weird
it.
Airbnb.
But it'd be like right next door was like a really good ramen place as well. So like outside every day there'd be like a big queue to get into the ramen place and another massive queue to get into the live sex place. Be like, don't mix those two up, guys. I didn't because I'm good. But like
So just the sex one. Didn't mix them up. I knew where I was going.
But I am peckish.
do you want and a cool thing though? So Akihabara is one of the places that you like probably heard about. It's like has like Super Potato, which is like it sells a load of like retro games and things like that.
Yeah.
So we were out there and a friend of ours had given us a list of games that he was like, guys, if you see any of these games, please buy them, and I'll give you the money straight away. So it was like a lot of these different games. We found one, and obviously you just realise how hard it was for me to work out what 1,000 yen was just then. And I was looking at it going, trying to work it out in my head, and I was like, it was a Neo Geo game called like King of the Wolves. I was like trying to work out I was like, that is £650 that game.
Jeez, there's a currency converter, by the way. You can just get on your phone like two taps.
Lazy.
It's basically just talk to yourself.
Yeah. That's what.
And the answer comes.
Whisper.
So like we sent a message. It was like 650 quid.
Hey, if you want me to buy these, you transfer me the money in advance because I'm not dropping.
Yeah, that's mad.
Well, luckily, like our friend Pete was just like, he was the one who had the list, and he was just like, I think this is right. I was like, are you gonna buy?
You want to get the wrong one, do you?
Are you gonna buy that for him? And he was like, yeah. And he said he felt like such a dick because he bought it because the guy got it out. And obviously, if someone's buying a £650 game, they probably want to look at it and make sure it's in good condition. He's getting out, and Pete was just like, I don't know, man. Like,
what was it?
What game is worth that?
It's called King of the Wolves or something like that. Like, I bet it's shite for one, but it's like super rare. But then we looked on eBay and there was one going for $1,400.
Selling it on, he is making a quick buck.
Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's the most you pay for a game?
Fuck, not that.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's the most you pay for a game.
This changed you. What's that?
I'm
Can
all
you
free to
both
play.
platforms, please?
I like free to play. I'm a mobile man.
I like playing Overwatch with both controllers. You know?
Yeah.
I do a bit. Yeah. Two characters though, so first world problems. It's tough. I would not pay for
I don't know. Like that, actually, that's something that we can ask you guys. Like at home,
what's the most?
What's the most you would ever pay for a video game? So I bought a bunch of Japanese versions of like my favorite Mega Drive is my favorite console, I would say.
Yeah.
And I bought a bunch of Japanese versions of my favorite games. So I bought Pit Fighter, Streets of Rage 2, and Golden Axe. And like immediately the day after buying, I was like, "What the fuck?
What am I doing with these?
Why have I bought these?" Like Pit Fighter's got the exact same cover. And I've still got the original.
But does it have like Japanese text on it?
No, it just says
no?
Pit Fighter.
Just
absolutely saw him coming.
Region locked as well, so that's useless.
Streets of Rage 2 is called something else. So that's all right. But I was like, at least that's a bit different. But I was like, in my head.
I love to think they saw you coming. A drunk British man coming in.
Get
out.
Add a 0 to every price tag.
Hey, Japanese video games.
Yeah. Do you want? I mentioned this now, but one of the most drunk I did get was at Disneyland by myself. And like, if you ever want to test the metal of what's inside your head, do that. Because by 4 o'clock, I was like, I'm gonna fucking chuck myself into Space Mountain. I was like so drunk.
There's a real sadness behind this laughter.
Yeah, it's absolute sadness. It's really sad. But like,
it's describing a suicide.
In Tokyo's Disneyland.
He's not hiding it. He's describing a very festive suicide.
But
you'd get a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, gun collector.
Well, to be fair,
who's
the best thing was because
Family.
I was using like the single rider line. So you have like 3 different lines at Tokyo Disney Sea. It's
the
like,
suicide line.
It's horrible.
They don't even buckle you in.
I really want to see all the photos of you on every roller coaster, just looking down.
Well, no, because the best thing because like single rider is to fill out all the gaps in the thing. So like you get the normal line, then you have the fast pass line, then you have the single riders line in the middle. Yeah. So like the fast pass is obviously like a lot less people. First the normal one is full of people. Single rider is empty, but because you're going up and you're filling up, like, you know, there's a family of 3, but there's 4 seats, so you're filling up that last seat. So they need people like constantly to come in for it. But the only time I felt really like kind of like the most lonely is when like it was like a 2-seater and I'm sitting with like the mum. And like, there's a photo of us. We get down, like, so it was like the mum of the family. I'd be like, "Oh, hi." It's like she would start talking in Japanese, but it's the end of that.
Like you're like that picture, like your weekend dad.
Yeah, but I was just like this, the photo. And she's just like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like,
oh god. It sounds like a good trip though.
It was amazing.
Lots of
apart from all the loneliness.
Yeah, the attempted suicide.
Apart from all the loneliness, it was fantastic, and Japan is a brilliant place.
I want to go back.
I can't wait to go back. Should we go back?
Let's do this.
10 days.
Tour. Prepare to try from Japan, straight from Software's office.
Who's paying that?
Get Miyazaki on.
Yeah.
Someone pay for it.
Do you want to talk about going to From Software's office?
Let's talk about that. Prepared to try. I'll talk about prepared to try. Yeah, I had a little adventure in From Software's office that if you look at my Twitter, you can find it. But also check out Prepared to Try, which might be soon. Don't know. We don't know.
All these people have said otherwise.
Yeah. But if you don't know what it is, check it out. It's probably the best thing we've ever done.
More of this. More
on
of this.
all of IGN.
More of that, but with a video as well.
Yeah. So what's next? Overwatch is fuck the Sombra reveal.
Yeah, essentially that.
Spot on.
Oh, pithy.
Absolutely spot
Straight
on.
out. So we all
that?
play Overwatch. We're not going to talk about the game so much as like the way that they've announced the new characters.
I love we have to like prefix with that. Like, listen, we're not going to talk about how great Overwatch is anymore.
But it is good.
It is good.
But they've been teasing this character for so long now with this like massive augmented reality game of websites. And Joe wrote this great piece about how he drove himself mad. Yeah. But that piece was like from 2 months ago.
Is it now?
Yeah, and there was this big countdown. And me and Joe stayed late in the office after we did the Battlefield stream. And we watched it get to 100%. And, nothing happened. Oh. There was basically a deferment of the reveal yet again.
Yeah.
It's BlizzCon coming up this week.
Yeah.
Of course
the character will be revealed, though. Like, it's kind of been leaked. People found an image of her by an official artist on the store website, like rooting around in code. And there was also that leak a couple of months ago as well. Yeah. So we know what she looks like. We can infer what her abilities are to some degree, that she can control robots, Omnics. And I just feel like there's a fine line between us all loving the way that they were teasing that character, but also them just kind of doing it for too long.
Okay. Yeah, because when they were first doing the reveal, we were so into it.
If you have a website, the whole point of it is a countdown, ticking up to 100%, and then nothing happens at that point.
What happened when it got 100%?
It kind of revealed like this new piece of text that said,
sort of
alluded to something else.
Yeah.
So this is this continual like deferment and tease.
Yeah. I suppose
it's a very fine line between hyping something and also just hyping something in a frustrating way.
Yeah. I guess we could have. I mean, we probably told yesterday was going to be
a new piece of art, or that you want to kind of reward that's not a line of dialogue about Bastion.
Yeah.
I think
it's frustrating as well because you I think Blizzard obviously knows that they have an audience that will, read into every single tiny detail.
Yeah.
So they have an opportunity to do these really cool reveals. But as you said, it's just getting to the point where I feel like a lot of people feel cheated. And now every time there's a new image that's come up or something, I switch off. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I've literally seen the character.
Because you're quite a small audience as well. Like people who are properly, because there's people like me who into Overwatch and I like this stuff and I like hearing about different things. But I ain't sitting on the websites being
So doing those sort of games, you cultivate an audience and you track people that are obsessive about those sort of things. It plays into them. So those are the people that go rooting around in code and find those images. Yeah. So by doing that, they've almost ruined their own reveal because they've attracted the people who will find those images on servers.
That's a really good point.
And at what point do you then maintain the course? And at what point do you change and go, well, you've kind of found her.
Yeah.
Let's just give you the info.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of now masquerading like you don't know what she looks like, as if everything had gone to plan.
We know.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
You're teasing something we already know what it is, essentially.
Yeah.
All we're waiting for is that character trailer where we actually see what...
Which is probably going to be really cool. But I'm at that point. I wanted that a month ago.
No, I just feel like a lot of people who are super into it are kind of been...
I also kind of feel that the way to introduce the new characters is with those little movies. And they didn't do that with the other one. But then I guess maybe you wouldn't care as much with us. We watched the Bastion one, and some of us have played a Bastion, I guess. So you're a little bit more into it. Where
I hated him before it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then afterwards,
trash.
Have you ever played him after?
Trash.
Little bit in certain clutch situations where a Bastion is required.
Yeah.
It's a real 180.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
This a couple of times, and he's not trash.
Yeah.
It's that's the only thing that's going to excite me at this point is when the trailer drops. I think even if I'm on my Twitter tonight and it's a tweet where someone's new Sombra details revealed, I probably won't even click on it because I just don't care at this point. Yeah. I've been waiting for it for so long that it's the appeal has just peaked and dropped.
Because imagine if you'd gone to that and you don't even know what she looks like at this point.
Yeah.
There's a genuine sense of mystique about that. You're like, oh, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's out of the cage, I don't know.
Are they going to do this now for every new champ? Months of teasing? You can't make such a big deal out of this.
They've learned a lot by doing this one.
To pack it in.
I'm trying to think of what Fuck it all
1
in.
week.
Shut it down, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of like what other things, and like I think like The Dark Knight, like that had some really good like viral sort of marketing.
Was the thing
for
that you
it,
had to like tweet or something to unlock the picture of Bane?
Right,
Do you remember
okay.
that? Like
No.
there was a big picture of Bane, like the first one where he was like hunched over,
Okay.
and it unlocked over time, I think, because
Right.
of like user participation. But
Oh,
even
I
that was
fucking
like
hate
years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
That's annoying because it's like, oh, tweet this, and they go, oh, we had this many tweets. It's like, yeah, all right, but that's kind of
Call of Duty did a good one. They did an update to an old game, which put a Snapchat QR code on a
Yeah,
poster,
that's
and if
good.
you scanned it on the game, then it unlocked a Snapchat account that would like throughout the week do these really cryptic uploads. That
That's
was
good.
quite
I
cool.
like that.
But even
And
that
it-
didn't go on for an
Yeah,
insane
and
amount of
it's
time.
like,
Yeah.
there's that fine line between like manufacturing hype,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually
'Cause
creating
that's what that
genuine
Bane thing is
hype.
doing. That Bane
like,
thing is manufacturing
forcing
hype,
it. Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Whereas I do think there's like genuine interest around Sombra, and like so much they did was really good.
Yeah.
But probably just too ambitious and doing it for too long.
Yeah, I think time is the biggest factor in
Like if
this.
this was all compacted into the last month,
Yeah.
it would have been way more exciting. But you've given like
Yeah.
the internet, like detectives, are the people
I
who will
thi-
find
yeah.
this like too long.
I think the countdown thing is the worst bit because it's
'Cause you
gone.
want
You
it to
count
be
down
a
something
thing.
and you're like, sweet, it's gonna. And then, no, you count down to
Another
another thing, and
tease.
you're like, no, you can't do that, man.
You know what it's like? It's like when you're trying to show someone a bit in like your favorite song, and you're like, "Oh, this is it. This is the bit that I'm talking about." And it's like, "Oh, we missed it. Wait, no, I think it's the next course. It's coming up. It's coming up. Oh no, wait, just missed that bit." It just keeps going on. They're like, "I honestly don't care
And
anymore."
they're like, I already downloaded it a month ago.
Yeah, I torrented it. It was on your site. Yeah,
Right, so yeah.
botched it. They botched it.
so-
Botched it.
Yeah, sick of it.
What if she's?
Shut
What
it
if she
down.
turns to be really good? Because the only thing with the last champ is I didn't play her at all.
Because Anna sucks. That's why. Well, I
But
shouldn't say
no,
that.
but some people are good at it,
No,
though.
Yeah,
a
well,
lot,
the
of a
pros-
lot of competitive teams use it.
Every
Yeah.
competitive team
like,
uses her.
so I think that's more an indictment of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the general public as well.
Yeah, and
Some
you
of the
listening at home,
Yeah.
it's an indictment, it's slagging you off.
You little clowns. Pick someone else.
Slugs.
But yeah,
What else is good?
well, not
Powers?
that.
Not that. No.
Yeah, well, I got some good info about video games. Relevant.
Yeah.
There was a Nintendo Direct today talking about Animal
Relevant.
Crossing.
Relevancy.
Update
Yeah.
to Animal Crossing New Leaf. You guys still playing that
An
bad
update
boy?
of a 4-year-old game. Is that relevant?
I think they're trying to bring people back, but I don't know if it's going to be a substantial
Yeah.
enough update.
Well, when I came in, I saw it, everyone was like, "Oh, there's an Animal Crossing Direct at 2 p.m." and I was like, "Holy shit, guys!"
Switch, yeah.
I was like, "Maybe it's gonna be
Switch? A
No, I was
mobile
like,
game?
Mobile game. I was like, "It's gonna be on iPad. It's gonna be on iPad. It's gonna be on iPad."
Yeah.
You were like, "Now we've seen everything. It's trash."
Hey, I didn't say that. But it's like, I think it's a little bit too little too late. So there's a new
Yeah.
zone. They've announced amiibo support, so you can use amiibos and kind of bring them into your town, which is kind of cool because you got some Zelda ones in there. Like
What,
you
they
can
become characters?
Yeah, like there's a little Ganon and a little Epona.
Oh,
and they
one
can
in
come
my town?
and they're
Get
like,
out.
"Hello."
Yeah.
It's funny
Yeah.
when you summon Ganon.
Do they
if
talk
you-
like them though,
Well, they kind of.
or do they talk like Animal Crossing?
Well, like so when you go visit Ganon in his little Zelda-themed house,
He's slagging
he's
Link
like,
off.
I'm not used to having people visiting me. So it's kind of like cartoony versions of their own personalities.
That's
It's just like one of the cool things. And then also, if you have a Nintendo 3DS or a Wii U inside the game,
Yeah.
you can actually like play little mini games now on the consoles. Whereas before, you would just tap a button and be like, bloop, bloop, doop, and then just walk away. Which is kind of cool. They look like interesting little mini games.
Well, the thing that you told me about, which I'm actually interested in, because I do really like Animal Crossing, but I like Animal Crossing for about 40 hours.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
That's still quite a
just to
amount of
slag
time.
off a game for
you do
40
hit
hours is fine, but, like,
a drop off point where it's
but
like
that's like
the same thing.
an hour a day or something like
Yeah.
that. I would do it. Like when it gets to the point where I'm just like, I've literally just been tapping trees for 2.5 hours.
Fishing, getting those sweet ass sharks.
Yeah, but I don't. That's okay because I don't mind doing that because like, you're actually going to do something. Whereas actually going out shaking the trees, get the apples to sell so I can get some bells. That's not good.
No.
But like what the thing that you told me about, which
Rat
was like
race.
where you can sell your town. What's this?
Yeah, so you basically just explained it.
Well, you
but
sell
you
You
your
can sell
whole
your town for
Yeah.
bells.
Well, then what
is
do you
that?
do?
Well, you can start a new town using the bells that you had to invest in
It's like
developing
just
your new
completely
one.
reset it.
Yeah, basically. But of course, you'll have like
But it's better
entirely
than, like,
new
starting
layout,
a new village.
people.
It's better
Yeah,
than
yeah.
starting a new town. You sell that and everything in it. What about the people though? Where do
They all
like-
change. You move to a new town.
Could
Yeah.
Link and Zelda.
Mine were freaking ugly as hell though.
Really?
I love the one on DS, and I used to play it so much.
Yeah.
So when I started New Leaf, I was like, "This is gonna be amazing, new town full of all these new characters." Because I formed some real connections with some great Frobert. I
Yeah.
mean, that guy was amazing.
Good guy.
Moved to a new one, and they're all hideous. There's a mouse that looks like she's on crack. There's just like a weird badger with these horrible teeth.
Quack rat. Yeah.
Well, you got that part of the town.
It's terrible, and it's like, I
the
just
wild.
want the shady
She's out on
area.
a stoop.
I did a video
terrible.
of my old job where like I left because I played it a lot for like a year, and then I left it, and then I was like, what it's like to go back to your town after like 6 months.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's like really sad. You walk around like, haven't seen you for a while. Everyone's gone.
You're like, missed my birthday last month.
So
like,
in this update, can like Link and Ganon live next door to each other?
So if you use the amiibos to get them into the campsite,
that's a sitcom.
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool, actually. Well, they said as well, because you can use the amiibo cards, you can like summon different characters. And one of the things they said was like, if you have enough characters, you could live in a town entirely filled with cats. I was like, or a town filled entirely with ducks. And it just cut to footage of you walking around with like 7 ducks just wandering around. Imagine your whole village was ducks. That'd be amazing. It'd be quackers, am I right, guys?
Oh, come on.
So
is it going to get you back into Animal Crossing?
Probably not. That's not what I needed. I wanted a
village
Switch
full of
game.
ducks.
I wanted it on iPad. I wanted it on iPhone.
I might hop in for a bit, but I probably won't stick around.
But
for
again,
too
it's
long.
the
my villages are ugly.
it's a game that's like perfect for Switch.
Dan, they're horrible, mate.
I'm sure they're
you gotta see them to believe
Why
it.
are they so mutants? Like,
I don't know.
Isn't it based on the owners, though? They take your
nuclear runoff or something,
and then they go mutant powers. Okay,
you're not.
Make all these.
What would he like?
Although, when I got my new 3DS, I did the thing where it was like, oh, do you want us to generate like a me based off your photos? So I was like, yeah, sure. Took a photo. It was like, all right, cool, here you go. It was Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah.
It was like one eye was like lower. He was like super bags.
One of my ex-girlfriends.
He was horrible. He's so ugly.
With mine, it's fine because I've got like a cartoon pirate face, so it's absolutely fine. It's just like
they just put on the eye patch. Yeah.
But one of my ex-girlfriends, every time she would do it, she would look like Neil Morrissey.
Name Neil. No, why did you even say that?
I like the idea that you used to date Neil Morrissey.
Yeah. I'd tell Neil Morrissey.
But I think if you are still playing the game, like it's a pretty cool update. Like it's substantial enough that they've added a new zone to it.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. I wasn't
ducks.
expecting that. And ducks. And
What
cats.
more,
for
what
one
more do
cat
people
village.
want?
Yeah.
Madness.
You know you're gay.
You got ducks. Yeah.
Like I think like it's a really good thing for the Switch. Like that'd be a perfect game because you can play some in your house, then you can play some on the train.
Because I always wanted to play Animal Crossing like for the consoles, but I like never would because it was always like
never do that.
No, but they always had the coolest features and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
I was
want
like,
you selling Switch.
Yeah.
So you play
do it as a thing.
shit on the train.
Yeah, whatever.
You go on. It's
pretty good.
How much money you got? Yeah, right. Come on. Line up.
Sold a bunch of them. How much? 20 quid? 30 quid? I don't remember. Spend it.
Spend it. All right. Cooper, this is your bit.
So my final bit, we're not going to go too much in spoilers because I think we've all got different points in the show.
Yeah, I've only watched 2 episodes, man.
I've only watched 3. So we're not going to go into
yeah.
specifics, but this is more prompted by a tweet that Hideo Kojima did the other day where he said...
Talking about Keen.
What?
Talking about Keen again. He fucking loves Keen.
He's banging on about Keen.
What? Shite band.
Oh, that's
Keen.
made me think less of him.
Yeah, I know.
What is that? Doesn't he love a food like macaroni and cheese or something?
That's
He always
all
posts
right.
pictures of it.
Also, does he dislike someone for liking mac and cheese?
Well, no, but it's just...
What's the thing like? Also, discussing
Ramen.
sexual relation of women. Yeah, he likes that as well, doesn't he? Yeah, that's another thing that he loves.
Which is something I bloody hate. So he tweeted the other day that Anthony Hopkins' character's description of game design philosophy in Westworld completely tallies with his own. And I just thought, like...
I thought that's kind of up your own arse a bit. He was just like, oh, this is why I'm great as well.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'm just as good. We're similar. This is a similar thing. I'm good as well.
I don't know.
I didn't read it that way. I read it the way you were about to say it.
Brilliant. Just being contrary for the sake of effect on a podcast.
It's funny, though.
I love it. It's like...
Yeah, you're right, Gav. You're right, Gav. Gav just goes, saw you down the river.
What? No, I was kidding. We were kidding. We were both kidding. You're like, I wasn't.
Because Anthony Hopkins goes, yeah, so I'm going to do this new design where it's basically all ducks.
Yeah.
And I just thought that even though it isn't explicitly, obviously, a video game adaptation, it's something in another medium that is so about video games.
Yeah.
It's
Can you
really,
paraphrase it? What he said?
So he talks about... to paraphrase it, Anthony Hopkins' character says something about, like, I don't design... So people come to my games to reveal something. They already know who they are, but they come to find out something else about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's talking about, like, game design philosophy, and it's about little details you put into the world. It's rather than, like, the big strokes. It's about little details. And obviously Kojima's games are full of, like, incidental details, and you're creating your own narratives within them.
Yeah.
And there's so many things in that show, without going into specifics, about, like, NPCs and
Yeah.
quests and player interactions and repeating stuff and player choice and all these concepts that I've never seen really explored in any detail in anything beyond video games.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting. And obviously the people that we know, it will obviously resonate with them.
Absolutely,
And obviously the
yeah.
show is finding an audience anyway because it's really well made and very philosophical and very
Absolutely, yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's kind of exciting because suddenly the show is exploring all these ideas that I've never seen explored before.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. Although they did explore it very well in the Itchy and Scratchy episode of The Simpsons. So
Every great text has a precursor.
I had a moment like this when we
has the Book of Job.
we were live streaming the last episode of Hitman on Monday,
yeah.
and it was kind of like we were going through this facility with like trying to do all these missions with all these different characters. Something would go wrong, and I'd be like, okay, I'll just restart it again. And you're walking through the same halls, and you're seeing the same characters like meet people at the same times and say
Yeah.
the same things. And I was like, whew, this is like the most Westworld experience I've ever had. I think that game more than any because it's all these NPCs that have these like points where they're going to be walking to at certain times and
But it also
interacting with each
changes
other.
as well. Like, because we played that Hitman game, and like we were like, okay, this guy's going over here, and he didn't do it. You're like, balls.
Well, it's also it's really weird in the same way that Westworld is weird. Whereas like if you intercept like an NPC or take him out before he
Yeah.
reaches that point of conversation, then that changes
They're
the
tangled in,
timeline,
yeah,
and then
it's
they'll
like-
start
So
doing
there's
something
like,
else.
There's like set patterns. Again, we haven't seen much more than you.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not even a spoiler thing. It's just like there's improvisation. So like
Yeah.
non-scripted stuff.
Yeah.
But it's scripted in the sense that the script is improvisation, and then there's hard-coded storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that's fascinating about how that's
Yeah, that's
all
brilliant,
interconnecting.
Awesome.
I really like the idea of like reusing the characters as well. Like, I think it's
Oh,
like
reappropriating.
Yeah,
them.
just in the first episode where they're like they're talking about one of the main girl's dads, and she's like, who is he being? He's like, oh, he was the sheriff. Like,
Yeah, he's in this
yeah.
horror storyline.
Yeah. I think that's really, really good.
It is awesome, isn't it? It's also gonna be really hyped for Red Dead.
Yeah.
Like I cannot wait.
But
I want to go up
also-
in the mountains
also
and
as well,
shoot
like,
people.
In the original movie, and like to a lesser extent, the Itchy and Scratchy episode that it's based on. But in the
Involving the Wizard's Key.
There's different worlds as
Yeah.
well. So I really like the idea that this is going to be a self, because like they put a lot of money into.
You know
this,
that's in
like-
the actual movie as well, not just the.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the Itchy and Scratchy one.
No. We're talking about
Right, okay.
Yeah, he talks about Itchy and Scratchy a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, in Itchy and Scratchy Land, it's like Itchy and Scratchy Land, and then Itchy and Scratchy Euro Itchy and
Yeah.
Scratchy.
Rome,
Those are two,
Rome.
yeah. But so in the original movie, it's obviously like different kinds of worlds as well. Like Westworld is only like one part of it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be awesome if they did like an American Horror Story style thing with this, and it's just like we're going to see Westworld. Next series is going to be like a completely different series.
How do you keep like reusing the chaos though, and the same themes of this one, but just happening?
Well,
happening
those
in another
guys,
world?
all the Westworld guys,
Team up.
They're going to win.
No,
and then they're
Rory,
gonna come into
Rory,
Team
no,
up.
same again.
Itchy and Scratchy Land.
In togas. Yeah. Like, what? It's not
thing.
broken. Exactly
Yeah.
the same. Togas. Take off the hats.
Yeah.
What if you guys could have one world, like one world? What would it be? Like any period in time.
period in
Pirate World
time.
would be cool, right? Pirate World.
Late
Be a lot of
Victorian.
Welsh people live in
late
Pirate World.
Oh,
Victorian.
for God's sakes!
So that is one. That's good.
Everywhere are they? What? Like what? Outer Mongolia. A lot of Welsh there.
Do you want to go to the Welsh pirate brothel with you?
do-
Wouldn't have thought so.
I do.
Wouldn't have thought so.
What would you do?
Pirate brothel.
Welsh pirate brothel.
I don't know, man. I'd like to see.
Just ramen in it.
I want like dragons and shit, man.
Oh,
That's not a
medieval?
period in time.
That's in Welsh pirate world.
That is categorically not a phase in human history.
Oh no, you're talking about like real life stuff.
well, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you're
Like the traditional
Yeah,
thing.
he said what period from history? Yeah, probably dragons.
Magic, I reckon.
What's the one with aliens based? That one.
A future would be cool.
yeah.
I know that's not. I know that's not.
It is,
Oh,
but
but-
just not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dragons could happen. We don't know that.
Like genuinely, I think like the civil rights movement. Like,
Oh,
I think-
yes,
I
like
think
civil-
that would be pretty good. Like, when
It's
all
pretty
that-
close to the
Vietnam.
West.
What, for a holiday? Bit of a dragon
Vietnam
net?
would be horrible.
Vietnam would be good. Well, yeah, but
For
you
a
can do whatever
holiday,
you
that's a
want.
bit of a drag, isn't it? Like,
No,
what we're doing? I'm writing a pamphlet on Equal rights.
I kind of wish that the that Stephen King
this
series
all inclusive, is
with
it?
James Franco had been better because like I like stuff set in that sort of era, like a Mad Men thing. If I could be Don Draper, basically.
That'd be good. Like
That
New
would be
York.
really good,
Madison Avenue in
Yeah.
1960s.
That'd be really
Egypt.
good.
Egypt would be cool because you could be a pharaoh and just have like gold everywhere, be like hedonism bot and just eat
Yeah,
grapes by
that'd
like
be
the
really
vine,
good.
or they lather you with chocolate and oils. Be great.
That's good.
Yeah, I reckon that's the best one. And dragons.
I want to be a late 19th century detective.
Yeah,
And hunt down Jack the Ripper.
Oh, that's
Cool.
really good. Yeah.
Because that's a great period of time because you've got like like Victorian magic and mysticism and paranormal researchers and all that stuff.
It's a very good answer.
No dragons there.
No,
No dragons. What period would you people at home like to do? IGN underscore UK feedback at IGN.com.
a good
That's
call.
Westworld. I'm going to watch more of it, definitely. But now it's time for the two words that bring fear into the hearts of many, but also excitement into other ones.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Different hearts.
Different hearts, different needs. It's Keyword Countdown.
Keyword countdown. Time for keyword countdown. It's keyword countdown. Time for keyword countdown. It's keyword countdown.
I didn't realize that was on the schedule.
If you don't know what Keyword Countdown is, IMDb assign lots of crazy keywords to categorize their films, written by mostly people. And what I've done is I picked 5 films.
Mostly people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like some of them done by IMDb workers, some of them are done by like mentaloids. So what I've done is I've got 5 films here,
Is that what
guys.
MD Pro is? Just you get rid of those people.
Just Zuckerberg's.
That's bang out of order.
No, but they're good people. Or mostly, but some of them are psychos. Some of them are absolute psychos.
What are you basing
Who are
this
we
on?
talking
I don't
about?
know.
Some of the stuff that people
keywords,
write.
yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Not IMDb.
I'm just
no,
having a
like-
go.
It's hard to know
just-
sometimes.
it is,
It's
yeah.
like nondescript, non-directed antagonism.
Not even talking to anyone.
Okay, so I've got 5 films here, guys.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna read out the IMDb keywords for them. Then I want you guys to tell me what the film is.
Dan's good at this.
Yeah, and he's like Krupa is ahead. At the
Or
top.
more than just a head.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very much top.
Okay.
But then to be fair, you were top for a while.
But
he's
it's
But it's only because I'd been on so many.
Yeah, you've been on like 6.
Do we get
weeks in a
bonus
row.
points for the theme as well?
You get bonus points if you can guess what the theme is.
Jesus, that's a new rule. How
1
long has it
point.
been
You get
since
1
I've been?
point.
It's
What do you mean the theme?
There's
There's
like
a theme
common...
to all the
Oh.
games. This game's changed, man.
It's changed
It's
a lot.
evolved.
Yeah.
This is series 2. Okay.
Have you got your plasticine ready?
Okay, you ready for this? Clue number 1.
Okay.
Biker gang. Cyberpunk.
Terminator.
Warriors.
Post-apocalypse.
Mad Max.
Anti-hero.
Mad Max.
Mad Max 2. Mad Max Fury Road.
Breasts.
What? Oh,
Breasts.
Total Recall.
Mad boobs.
Based on comic book.
Judge Dredd.
Prosthetic arm.
I don't know any comic books set in the future with
Watchmen.
boobs in them.
Christ allegory. Gifted child.
Looper?
This is the last clue.
What is this?
Anime.
Akira.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes. Did you say desert at some point?
Nope.
Where am I getting desert from? Oh, because you said Mad Max. So I started thinking it was in the desert.
Keyword association.
Oh,
You,
I
you're
lost this one.
poison. You're Mad Max.
Yeah, always calling you Mad Max.
Always with your deserts. Yeah, I said Mad Max twice and then I lodged.
Tell me you said the director.
Why
was.
Stan keeps
Ray
saying Mad
Bentos.
Max?
1 point to Dan.
Mungo Jerry.
That's 1 point to Dan.
I can come back from that.
Okay.
Okay. Go be a bit slower with these clues.
Okay.
A bit slower. Work on Roy's pace.
Film number 2.
Yep.
Bechdel test passed.
Don't even know what that is.
Oh.
What is that?
Of course you don't.
Yeah, it's a test basically
For
on whether or
bechamel
not-
sauce.
Is that how you say Bechtel or Bechdel?
I don't know.
It's basically a test to decide whether or not a film is like truly a feminist movie.
Oh,
There's a lot of like things.
So
that
it's
has
like
to
two
hit,
women
yeah.
speak to each other without discussing another man.
Another man.
Right.
Which
Or a
actually
man.
What's the point in
happens
that?
very rarely.
huh?
Yeah.
What's the point in that, lads?
Which happens
I'm kidding.
very rarely.
I'm
think
kidding.
here
I'm
for me-
clarifying. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I wonder how many games have passed that.
Battle Royale.
No. I wonder how many games have passed that.
Mad Max.
Test.
I'm just going Mad
No.
Max again. Oh,
Life is Strange.
Coma.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
yes.
shit.
Nice.
Well done. How did you get
Straight
that?
to the lead. The second clue. Probably.
Well done.
Done you.
Well done, though. 9 points for that. Third clue, gunfight. Extreme violence. Revenge. Woman murders man.
Audition.
Female, this is the same one.
All right.
Kill Bill still.
I was like,
I thought I was out of the loop.
I was like, this is ramping up.
I'm just reading out for other people.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
Some people have like tweeted me saying that they take all the things and they play it in the car and stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah. Woman murders man. Female protagonist. Female bare feet. Yeah, that was good. Like, he's going a bit fast.
Yeah.
Sword.
That's what I thought. It's like,
And final one there is bride. Okay. Third film. 1870s. Irish American. You should know this.
Why?
Unreliable narrator, also.
Rashomon.
I've never heard of this.
Troubled mind, also.
Come on. Shit for brains. Also. All right, Gav, calm it
Little
down.
fucking slug boy.
Is this a movie? Huh? What?
Last Samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
How Slug Boy Samurai. Oh, right, Tom Cruise, yeah.
Well done.
Little Slug Tom.
6 points for group there. So war hero, captain, battle, tragic hero, seppuku, samurai.
If you had said Ute, I would have got it.
Why was that?
Shoot, Japanese. Remember when he's like pointing at him with the gun? He was
yeah,
going, Ute!
yeah.
Ute! Or Sake, because he yells out loads as well.
All right, we did.
Don't get them
Let's
confused.
move on. Take a shot of Sake.
This is good. It's a good couple of rounds. Here we go. Fourth film. 1920s.
Man, you got to slow
Godzilla.
it down, man. You're going 100 miles an hour. I'm still thinking about what's a fourth film.
Coming of age.
The geisha movie.
Gotta give me the name. Whipping. You gotta give me the name, the full name of the film.
That's it then.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
Like,
I'm
what's it
probably not
called?
gonna get
the
this one.
My geisha,
Geisha.
my final geisha.
Geisha, the magic of.
Memoirs of a geisha.
Yes, there you go. I'll give you that.
I was
Well done.
weirdly
What's
close.
that?
Do I get half a point for
It's called
almost
Memoirs of
guessing?
You don't get that.
Oh, I said the
It's
mag.
called Memoirs of a Geisha, yeah. Well done. 1920s.
Never heard of it.
Coming of age.
I said memoirs of a geisha and you went, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's very generous.
Whipping. Caning. Four-word
Put both in.
four-word title. Child abuse. Secret love.
Not a happy home life.
Forced prostitution. Japan. Geisha. Do you know, right? I was reading the keywords and I was like, I remember this film very differently. Like, I remember it being all right.
I just remember that bit where he buys that little strawberry flavoured ice.
That stuff's great.
That's the thing in retrospect. You
I
remember
remember
the good
most
bits.
of the child abuse bits.
Priorities.
I came for the child abuse.
Ice.
Yeah.
I stayed for the strawberry
Well
ice.
done, Krupa. You've done really well here. So you're on 16 points so far. Rory,
am I
you're on
on?
9. You can still win overall.
Don't I have to nail this? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. All right, cool. Let's go. Just don't say anything after the first clue.
Okay. Opening action scene.
Godzilla.
Arrest.
Going too fast.
Training. Love triangle. Subtitled scene.
The Raid.
Karate Kid.
Wish I had done Karate though. Tough guy. Exploding car.
I think I've lost this.
Bald man.
What?
Tokyo, Japan. Drift racing.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
I got that first.
Yeah.
At one point,
It's
it's
all right.
mine. Is the theme Japan? Yeah. I reckon.
I don't think anyone should get a point for the theme.
Yeah. So, do you know what the?
We can just
Link is-
breeze past it. if you want.
Child abuse.
Powers, you got 10 points. You got 10 overall.
That's all right.
That's pretty good, man. Yeah.
It's all right.
Because we've had a couple of like rough weeks where some people haven't had any of them. Yeah. So well done.
People don't
That
know
was
their
another
movies.
keyword countdown.
Yay! That was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
That was good.
Cheers,
well done.
Gav.
Well done, guys. Right, should we do some feedback then?
Let's do it.
Who would like to go first? I have a number of them.
I can go first. I don't mind.
Go on then.
This is from Mark Kingsland. Hello, Mark. Hey guys, as Titanfall has essentially been thrown out to
Fucking
die.
10 past 6. Is it 10 past 6 or is that wrong?
No, it's
10 past
5.
Yeah, all right.
Calm down.
I was going to say, I'm off.
I've
Cutting Mark off.
got to see the film in 20 minutes.
Cutting Mark off. He was in the middle of the conversation.
Sorry, Mark. It is 20 past 5. It is 10 past
It's
5.
5.
Right? Okay,
How
sweet.
could we have been going for 2 hours? I don't know. When the banter bus goes,
Yeah,
how far are you even
yeah.
driving?
You cannot stop it.
As Titanfall has essentially been thrown out to die between COD and Battlefield, could Activision re-release it at a later date? The game probably would have done a lot better as a February release, so they could re-release it in Feb with a free map pack expansion to boost sales and save the franchise. I completely agree. It's a terrible, terrible planning. It's come between two huge franchises.
Like a first-person shooter. Like that has like a very big gimmick to it.
Yeah.
At the same time as Battlefield.
It's the two biggest first-person
from the same
shooters in the
company,
world.
Yeah. And is it? Do you think it's like a stupidity thing, or do you think it's more of a like just a no? People will buy it. If we put it out there,
I
people will buy
think
it.
it's easier to like think, oh, that's stupid. Like,
It's not stupid.
They're like
There's so many-
huge
yeah,
company. Like, I wonder if they think like, obviously they're shooters.
Yeah.
But like they think, oh, maybe it'll appeal to different people,
Yeah.
and together we'll
Dominate.
screw over COD.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
okay.
together
Coming up to Christmas as well.
as a venture, like we'll dominate COD because we offer the futuristic thing which COD has got locked down,
Yeah.
and we also have the massive online thing that PC players might
Yeah.
gravitate towards.
Yeah.
But it does look a bit just like the exact same time.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I know you've got that company then dominating that sort of hype, but also there's not a lot of hype for like it's been getting
Titanfall sales have,
amazing
like, really
reviews.
struggled.
Yeah.
It's been getting amazing reviews. Everyone that I know has played it has said it's absolutely incredible. But like
Yeah.
I haven't even really seen any trailers. I haven't seen like a lot of footage. Like
not been a lot
I'm
of
dying to hop
advertising,
into it,
like,
but it is kind of drowning in between these two games. I would have much preferred like New Year, like Titanfall 2 coming out. I think it would have done a lot
Call of Duty
better. No, it's coming out
Next
I'm
week,
really
I
excited
think,
about that
yeah.
as well. I can't wait.
I really
Mostly
like,
for the remastered, but I'll play some Infinite Warfare as well.
Do you know what? I'm not that interested. I'll play like some of the Call of Duty like single player campaign. I'm not interested in playing it online because I'm just not good enough. But
We are reverse people.
And this I was like, yeah, because you're good at first person shooters.
Thank you.
Reverse people.
Yeah, but like
That's why backwards cap.
Smart.
Do you see the advert? I know it's not one.
Done you?
But also, I love the phrasing smart. Like not the wittiest construction.
That's my one joke for the.
But you know, the thing that I really like, I know it's like strange to say that an advert is good, but like I think Call of Duty adverts are always brilliant. Like the Michael B. Jordan ones are really good. It's like, what, you don't know about?
Yeah.
Like, what's his name, Dave or whatever? That was really good.
Yeah.
But have you seen this year's one where they're like, it's basically looking at the world,
How
it's basically
bad it
like
is.
looking how bad the world is, and it's just like these two guys like, let's go to space, and they jump into like things and fly off into space. So I was like, that is really good.
They did it
also really sad because it's basically going, this year has been absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go to
Yeah.
space then.
So let's go
Solve
to
all your
space.
Wait till
problems.
Trump gets in next week. So
Yeah.
then space looks really
Space
good.
is really good.
Cold and hostile environment in which no life thrives.
What happens if that? What happens if
No one,
that?
can hear, no one can hear you scream.
Come on.
Hey, nicely done.
What happens if that happens?
I don't know, man.
Does that affect us?
I think
It affects everyone.
I think
He's gonna nuke
I
us.
think Kofi Annan just reboots the world.
Yeah.
Like, he's got, we need to reboot reality. Who can blow on it?
Yeah.
When we need to put it back in.
Who did Trump play before? Well, he was the grumpy gravekeeper. He was the bartender.
Get him back that.
I
Who put him as president?
also, at some point, he was a terrible racist, and that
Yeah.
coding is coming back in more and more.
Yeah. Good.
Sick digs. Sick
This
digs.
is from Mark Kingsley.
Sorry. The question was, do we think they should re-release it?
We answered this.
Do we?
Yeah, we said a
good.
February release or January would do much better.
No, he said that, dude.
And that's what we're agreeing with.
Oh
him.
right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Smart.
This is-
Listening.
Oh, got you. So this is Mark Kingsland, and he's writing in regarding the Bethesda decision to not supply review code to media outlets until the day before it's out. So
Yeah.
no kind of long lead media
Yeah.
reviews of games. He says, with regards to reviews, if the industry goes towards this kind of one day prior to the game release for media and consumer, should IGN start review streams where the reviewer plays live, commenting on everything they think of the game as a kind of, instead of a formal review. And I would just say to that, it's like, you don't know what you think of a thing when you play a game.
No.
And also, I think with a lot of games, obviously there's different types of games and experiences, but you need to take it as a whole.
Yeah.
Because if something has a great start, you might think it's brilliant.
Absolutely,
and then
yeah.
it absolutely loses its way. Conversely, something might have a brilliant final act. Doesn't make necessarily the whole thing better, but it actually redeems it in some way.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you have the danger of like a company taking the quote that you said in the first 10 minutes and be like, oh, IGN said it was
That's the weird
10
thing
out of
now.
10.
Like even with the Dishonored 2 Steam page, on the section on Steam where it says reviews, Bethesda is using quotes from like IGN and GameSpot and Polygon coverage from E3.
That's bollocks.
Where it's like a pull quote of like impressive visuals based around the E3
Right, the demo that we
and
saw.
it does, like, to their credit, not to their credit, but like for clarity, and they haven't, like, other companies haven't done this past, because other companies have done this with trailers in the past. At least they do say E3 2016. Whereas there's been cases of adverts doing that, and it just says IGN, and it's a quote from a year ago.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like this was all happening while I was away, and I saw like some journalists who like I'm not that fond of being retweeted into my timeline and stuff with like their like thoughts on it and stuff, and go like, oh, you know,
musings.
Like, they're like I really want to, you know, give my opinion on it. It's just like, that is utter bullshit. What you want is traffic for your website. Like, that's all it is, man. Like, you're not going, oh, the world needs to hear my my thoughts on Dishonored 2. Fuck off.
Also, because like the biggest thing with that is, you know, we do reviews in progress, and you know, in a weird thing, like doing a review in progress, being very honest, you get more traffic on them than if we just do a review standard, because people will come back to read the update review several days in a row, rather than here's the final score.
Absolutely.
Not getting early access to a game, all the thing that stops us having is a guide and other features around the time of release, like a graphics comparison, all those things that require the time and access to the game. So Bethesda and other publishers kind of lose out on those bits of coverage. It's not just the review that stops us from producing. It's all those other things.
I guess the cross argument is that, like, if a game is not very good and then they release it, but then someone who's like a massive fan of Dishonored 2, but to be honest, I'm someone who's a massive fan of Dishonored 2, you're gonna buy that.
I think if you're a big fan of it, you make your own mind up. Like, I read reviews, but very often I'm like, I still want to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And even a review of something like that's crappy or like average, I'm still still fancy it.
Yeah.
Like an average movie, it's like, well, if I still fancy the idea of it, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
I think like the way that we like review movies and stuff, like the way that I review movies to my friends is very different to how I would maybe do it professionally. But like I like sort of crossing it as well. It's like, especially we get to do it on this a bit more, which is like, you know, we watched Suicide Squad after 4 pints. And it was all right. Yeah, like that's a review.
Well, it's like grew up
not on the poster. Don't get me wrong, but or like, you know, watch it on a plane, watch it hungover on a Sunday.
I remember I grew up reading Empire magazine, and like their rubric for score is like 3 stars equals worth watching. And 3 on an IGN scale is like between a 6 and like, what would it be? It would be between like it would be like kind of the mid range on the 10 scale, and it's like, a lot of people would consider that a bad review.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's like, actually, that's not at all.
No. Yeah, so it's weird, isn't it? Like, it's really strange as well, like how, like I remember talking to one developer, maybe I can't remember his name, but maybe I won't say it just in case, because I think it was out in a pub. But he was saying like that
Miyazaki.
Yeah, it was out in O'Neill's.
In his pie.
Over a pie, he said, "Listen, the thing is."
Stumbling.
Thing about the old Hunters DLC is I didn't want to make it. They made me.
Yeah. You want me to come back for 4?
I said,
how much you can pay me? Because this is going to cost you.
I said I'll do DLC, but you know what? I'm going to be an arse. I'm going to stick it 3/3 into the game. Yeah, right at the end.
No, I remember speaking to a developer out in the pub, and he was saying that like he like really believes in Metacritic, and he put a thing on his studio which was like they had bonuses based on Metacritic.
A lot of studios do.
And I was just like, you're a fucking maniac. And he was a maniac, and he is a maniac.
Because also, like, there's a lot of places on Metacritic that shouldn't be on Metacritic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with Rotten Tomatoes. Like, the Rotten Tomatoes have that thing where you can read all the reviews, but then you can go like preferred critics or power critics or whatever they call them. Where it's like you have to give them a little bit more weighting. Like,
yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Like, to be fair, I don't do reviews, so it doesn't affect me either way. So, fuck it.
Yeah, that sums it up.
I got a bit of feedback. This is from Brandon McGee. It's made me laugh because I thought like Brian McGee from The Simpsons.
Oh
like,
yeah,
his
who stayed
name
up
was
listening to
Brian.
Queen.
Yeah. Who says, "Hello UK team,
Also-
brackets the best of IGN."
Hey!
Come on now, everyone's pulling their weight.
Oh,
I'm
we
writing
went
in
very
about the
different
Battlefield
directions
1 war stories. I've just completed the first story after the magnificent tutorial. I think they finally nailed it. I've always played the campaigns of the shooters I get, so I can get a good sense of the controls before I venture into multiplayer. But I never really know what's going on story-wise, or care for that matter, aside from Gears, which story aside from Judgment always seems to get better. Yeah, that's fair enough. But with the war stories being only about an hour and 30 minutes, they felt more like amazing war movies that I think I'll definitely replay. I felt as though I just played a more engaging and intense version of Fury, and can't wait to play the rest of them. Love to hear your thoughts. You guys are the best. Brandon McGee, LA, California.
It's nice. Do you know like the structure of the battle?
I do not.
So
it's
the whole
awesome.
whole
So
world
cool.
map's unlocked, and
Yeah.
you basically go and just see these different like snapshots of war from
Yeah.
different arenas.
I'm from different perspectives.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's just like, here's what war was like in this specific location, and it's like a little war movie, like a little diary
Yeah.
entry of like, this is what it was like to fight this part of the war.
That's really
It's not trying to tell a bigger story,
Yeah.
but it is in a sense.
very
Because it's trying
realistic.
to tell you the story of what the actual war was like.
The,
really
the
cool.
actual like intro to the campaign is
Yeah.
like the most incredible thing because it's
Heart-wrenching.
doing
Yeah.
that thing, but really quickly. So like minutes at a time, jumping from
Yeah.
perspectives. And at some points, you'll jump into a perspective where it's just not possible to live. like you
most
have to
of it-
die
yeah,
to
it says
move
that.
on
Yeah,
to
I
the
remember,
next.
I was watching you play, and it says
You're
like
not meant to
you're
survive.
not meant to survive.
Yeah,
the
it's
whole point of
crazy.
war, yeah. So you
Yeah.
die several times, and it like tells you the person, and it's like you move on to the next
Yeah.
person.
Oh, it's
sad, isn't
horrible.
it?
It's horrible. But I mean, that's what that game is going for: is the grit and the reality of that.
Yeah.
Like I definitely feel like I don't know. I'm more invested in those stories rather than like some of the futuristic stories that say like Call of Duty has gone for. Because even when like if you pre-ordered the game, you got access to the campaign of COD 4 remastered.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I haven't played this since, I was like 15, 16 years old. So I went back and was playing it. And it's the exact same thing. Like, you're going through these really difficult times in even modern warfare. And it's just so realistic. You're in ghillie suits out in the field with night
Yeah.
vision goggles. And it's not like jumping through space with a jetpack and a laser gun.
Yeah.
You feel
But
really
there's, like,
in
a
these
few,
moments.
Like, there's a couple of like ridiculous characters who are kind of
Yeah.
like the gruff like SAS dude. Like I
Yeah.
love like Soap and Price.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh,
brilliant
like,
characters.
I love Black Ops. I thought like the story of Black Ops.
Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
I
as
I
well.
love that. So
But, like-
But even you go to
Yeah.
like you flash back to like Vietnam and
Yeah.
stuff.
But what's
You
cool
have that
about
real.
Battlefield
reality.
1, like for a game that is seen as like probably like quite mainstream and quite like iterative, like as in
Yeah.
Battlefield, that's quite a cool experimental thing to do with your single player.
Yeah.
like they're not trying to go, oh, who's the villain in World War One?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like what story can you what
Yeah.
fictional story can you graft onto that war?
Yeah.
So you can't stop the end of the war. That war ended in a very particular way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best way you can give a single player experience is like. And do justice to the
Yeah,
subject
no, I
matter.
think that's cool.
Is to give these kind of little insights to what it was
Yeah.
like.
It is really brave because even like comparing it to 4, like at the end of the campaign of 4, you are like fighting to like save your team of people that you've gone on all these missions with, and that's why you
Yeah.
really feel connected to them. So to do something like this where it's swapping perspective and characters so
Yeah.
rapidly, like that is brave to pull it off, and still
Yeah.
people want to go back and play the story again.
I had to play for like a work thing. I had to play a lot of like Battlefield Hardline, and I thought that was pretty good because like you're actually doing like a cop sort of thing. And
Yeah.
it's, like, it was done by a bunch of people who'd like written on like True Detective and had written on The Shield, and I was like, it really felt like that.
It was weird because it was like a TV show, wasn't it? It had
Yeah,
like episodes.
absolutely,
You would like
yeah.
do something and then it would kind of like go to episode 2. I was
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
is strange.
I really didn't find an audience that game.
No, I know
It
it's really
didn't.
annoying because the car stuff was really good. 'Cause
Multiplayer was cool as well.
One of the best things that it did was, and this is the thing that I don't like about Battlefield, is it pulled it all together into a small bit. Like the bits in downtown LA, I think is like, I can't remember what the mode was, but it's basically like capture the car. And like keep
Nice. I
hold
think
of
you're
the car.
paraphrasing there.
Yeah, it really struck chord with me. But yeah, but no, we played it, and it had an amazing soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's
for
it.
that.
That's the podcast, guys. That's it. Done it, haven't we?
Yeah. Should we give a little shout out to a certain project that
Might be
may
happening.
or may not be happening soon?
All we're saying is, if you like a show we do called Prepared to Try, then what can they do?
I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, we obviously learned a lot from Blizzard. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I hype it up, yeah, dropping subtle clues. Yeah, it's funny. We usually get some feedback that's talking about Prepare to Try. I didn't get one this time when the whole crew's
Maybe you didn't
on.
print it out.
Oh,
Too much. He's
unbelievable.
like, printers
Tears
like
in his eyes.
later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too much. Not enough paper in the office to print out all
Yeah.
those.
But yeah, that's it. that's podcast for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. And
Finchy lives.